Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today's going to be a project pan slash what did I finish up in the year of 2024. I started picking my items for project pan in August of 2023, and then I didn't do like an updated where am I at, like a full face of all the items that were in my project pan until September of 2023. And then my very first update was almost a year ago now. So it was like February 17th of 2024. So I thought I would do a follow-up video. This is kind of going to be a casual get ready with me testing some new products while I talk about all the stuff that I panned and or finished off in the year of 2024. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I managed to either finish up or pan 15 different things, which I actually think is pretty good, but that doesn't include any brow products. I probably finished off 2 or 3 different brow products this year. I think I had a lot more in rotation than I normally do, so I didn't finish off maybe as many as I did last year. Anyway, I will link those videos in the description box, the ones where we're picking the project pan items, where I am doing a full face of my project pan items, and then an update in February. I'll have those all linked in the description box in case you guys are interested in checking them out. I deviated so much from the items that I picked. And this is like a new realm for me because I hadn't done a project pan before. I started my channel in 2022, so it was probably around 2021, like during the height of COVID, when I really started getting into YouTube and makeup and all those things. And then I think in 2022, I finally decided that I wanted to start my channel. So at that time, I had a much smaller collection. I'm just using the Rare Beauty Brow Harmony Precision Pencil. This one's in Rich Taupe. It's up here on my filming station, and I'm trying to pan this one too. I'm trying to use it up, not pan it, because it's too deep of a color for me. Anyway, I started my channel in 2022, so I definitely started accumulating a lot of makeup because part of that is like testing new things that people are interested in seeing. And so I was accumulating stuff, but also I was like trying to build my collection to a point that, I don't know, it made sense, but also because I was curious about testing so many things. And I think prior to 2021, I had really only ever used drugstore makeup before. I had not once ever shopped at Sephora, probably not even Ulta. Like pretty much my whole life, I had always shopped drugstore makeup, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that it was like luxury makeup. Oh, that's a whole new realm for me. Mid-range price point makeup, also a new realm for me. Because it was kind of like a newer concept to me and I didn't have a big collection, I felt like I spent all of 21 and 22 just accumulating the makeup, kind of just testing as many different things as I could. And then of course in 2022, really it was about buying things to test things for my channel. And then in 2023, I felt like I was buying things that I didn't really like because I was trying to put out as much content as I possibly could. And at the end of 23, maybe the middle part of 23, I decided, I've accumulated so much in the past couple of years because of just wanting to test so many things and then starting my channel that I really didn't get a chance to enjoy some of the stuff. I was always testing something new. And I kind of feel similarly now, like not a whole lot has changed. I still feel like I'm constantly testing things, but I'm getting so much better at not buying things that I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like personally and just doing it because they're popular and testing them for you guys on camera. Like I've definitely veered away from that trend. Does that limit some of my content? Yes, it totally does. Have I decided if that's what I want to do permanently? I also don't know. Like larger creators can do more because they receive a lot in PR, but I don't as a smaller content creator. So for me, it's really trying to find a balance of what's going to keep my channel going because I enjoy doing this and what can I afford to keep doing? And then also like what is the kind of content people want to see me put out there and or like, what's going to help me grow and that sort of thing. But I definitely put a heavier emphasis on panning things this year. It's just something that I felt like if I didn't use up, I would be really disappointed in myself because it was also kind of the crux of this is the time when the makeup that I've accumulated since I've started is gonna start to turn bad. So like it's now or never. Now some things I've felt fine about passing along, but then there are some things that I have enjoyed so much that we're kind of getting on their expiration point. I didn't want to let them go without giving them a solid go at it and trying to use them up or just pan them, you know, like the basic minimum of just panning them or getting significant use, making a dip, making the lip product look like I'd used a significant amount. When I did my last update 10 months ago, that video, I had so many more items in my project pan than I still do currently. And this video really is centered around the things that I have actually used up and or panned. Some of those things are still in my project pan, but I didn't make a significant enough dip in them. So I really didn't want to talk about them. I don't feel like the camera is centered. There we go. So I'm just not including those at all. And then some of them I didn't hold on to. For a couple of them, they just went bad and I ended up getting rid of them. So I think I started with 20 something items, and some of them that came in are even new to me that didn't wind up in the project pan update in February of earlier this year. But these two items did. So I think I'll just like talk about the items as I'm kind of getting ready. So I had this little mini, and you see the line that I had when I did my check-in in February. It's the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer, which I don't even know if they make anymore. Like this particular thing, I think they do it in like different packaging. I was able to finish this off. It took so long because you really don't need a ton of this product. I swear it probably took me like 6 months to get through it. One that I'm trying to get through right now is the RMS Beauty Re-Evolve Radiance Locking Primer. This was just a sampler that I got, I don't know, it was probably it was one of the Macy's beauty sets. It wasn't an advent calendar. It was just one of the sets I picked up probably in November. I really like this. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much. It's kind of tacky though. It's smoothing, but it's so hydrating. So I wouldn't say this is like officially in my project pan, but I guess it kind of is. I'm on a mission to finish it up because it's so small, but you just need the smallest amount. So that's kind of the next thing that I wanted to talk about is there are so many new releases that come out. It's just a market that's intended to prey on social media, and because everyone's, you know, trying to be innovative and keep their brand going, but there's new releases constantly and a lot of it looks good, and there are a lot of brands that I do enjoy. And through my testing new makeup, I have to say I have found some new things that I absolutely love, even from 2024. And that comes and goes, you know, that's just how that is. But if I didn't test anything, there are products I would be sorry I didn't try. But for you guys, if you don't have your own channel, I think watching other creators that have similar preferences to you, skin type to you, that was just the Rare Beauty eyeshadow primer, that it's beneficial that you watch their content before you go out and buy something, because you have that benefit. If a creator does it, I mean, we're already behind where we should be. We're taking someone else's first impressions to make our own first impressions, which I don't feel like is the name of this game. I'm just using this MCO Beauty. It's like one of the mini puffies that came in the MCO Beauty Advent Calendar. But I think my point is that it is a balance. It's a balance between buying new releases for content, but also doing it because you think you're going to like it. The other thing that was in my project pan that I did finish off was the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I don't know, I finished this off pretty quickly. There wasn't a ton in this. This is just a sampler. It's not even the mini size. So, I mean, again, products like these, you need a dab, a dot. It could go on forever. I think the beauty industry is very specifically designed for overconsumption. They hope that you buy 16 shades of one thing. They don't want one person buying one. The beauty industry, I don't think, would make it if we all just had one blush, one bronzer, one foundation in our collection. There were 2 setting sprays that I finished off. The first one was in the project pan in February. This is the Catrice Long Lasting Prime and Fine Multi-Talent Fixing Spray. Okay, prepares the skin, improves makeup and wear. It was good. Like, I really did enjoy this, but I don't think it was like setting my makeup down for a super long period of time. It wasn't something that I would repurchase. It was fine. Like, I like setting sprays sometimes just to rehydrate my face, even if it isn't like a fixing mist. And I don't think this one was over mattifying, so it was kind of nice. Anyway, wouldn't repurchase this, but I did finish this off, and I probably started this in 2023. It probably came out of that first video. One that I got recently in a beauty set was the little tiny sampler of the MAC Fix Plus, and this one I finished off in like a month because I used pretty much it and nothing else. Because December, this is like a perfect time to use a spray like this, because I always powder my face to make my foundation last, but then sometimes it's a little bit heavy for the drier climate outside. So anyway, I used this really quickly. I really liked this. And honestly, the only other fixing mist that I have is the Pixie fixing mist. And I like it, but I like this better. Like I could see why this is really popular for a fixing mist. So I actually might repurchase this because right now the Pixie has like this much left in it. And it's been like that for, I don't know, a year and a half, like 2 years. So I want to finish that off in January sometime, or maybe February, and then repurchase this and not the Pixie, now that I think about it. Like I like having a fixing mist in my collection. This was so much better. I feel like I used to have that, but I really do think like for what it is, it's really a good product. Like Pixie rehydrates me. I don't think it penetrates the skin as much, like through the powder that I'm wearing, to really make me feel like I'm not as dry the way the MAC does. I feel like we're just looking at minis. Actually, I don't think this is the mini from Catrice. Well, maybe it could be. I don't know. I think this is actually the full size of this, but all these other ones are either samplers or minis. Actually, those are all samplers. All right, the next thing I'm going to put on is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Skin Tint Stick. I do have a full day's wear test on my channel with this. I didn't love it. It really textured my skin. So I'm wearing it today because I don't have to do anything today. It's Sunday. And because I didn't like the way that it wore, I don't want to like wear it out again. And that's kind of the other thing too in creating, this is in shade 3 by the way, a channel and content. I'm really guilty of this as well, which is I watch a lot of other content creators out there because that's kind of the thing that got me interested in doing this in the first place was, oh my gosh, I have thoughts. I want to do that. That seems like something I would enjoy, getting behind the camera, talking about makeup. It's also like kind of a way for adults to do something that they love to play around with, but like have a reason for it. And it's cyclical, you know? You start this and then it becomes like systematic when you're doing content creation and editing, and then you feel like, well, I know there's an algorithm here, so it turns into a little bit of a science. I don't know why I just did half my face, like I'm testing it. A little bit of a job. It's hard not to when you have to create a schedule for yourself and you're editing in your free time or the time when, you know, you're not working, because I also have a full-time job, like I think a lot of smaller content creators do. So anyway, that's part of it too, is that watching the other content creators, I do have a sense like, oh shoot, I should have bought that and tested it because it got really popular. I just didn't buy it initially because I didn't think I would like it. Now I need to pay more attention when stuff comes out and buy this brand's releases when it comes out. So I'm guilty of it. But then watching content creators have a larger collection, I feel like kind of makes me want to have one too, because makeup is just beautiful. I think in 2024 though, I definitely centered my focus on what I was telling you guys earlier, which is I'm nearing the expiration on some of my favorite products. I totally forgot eyeshadow. I want to get use out of these favorite products and not let them go bad. But here's the kicker. Here's the real thing that changed for me. I want to stop accumulating things just because of these other creators and that I'm watching them with a larger collection, and I want to stop keeping things because I want that larger collection. I want to get rid of everything that doesn't make me feel awesome every single day. And that's part of it. I thought I would love this, and that's why I got it. Not because I saw someone else. And because I had such luck with the new stick foundation from Dior, which by the way, I didn't pick up initially because it's a high price point and I have not historically liked stick foundations. So I was not going to waste my $48 on this stick foundation when I've never loved a stick foundation in my life. Until I saw someone with a similar skin type as me say it looked good. So it's not something that I got to test on camera. It was something that I got because I thought I would like it. But my point here is that I picked this up because I thought I would like it, but I know that I don't like it. So I don't want to spend my life out in like public and just my everyday wearing products like that because I'm testing them if I know that I don't feel like absolutely beautiful in them. And that's been what a lot of my channel has been about. I'm not even wearing stuff that I like. I'm not even digging back into things that I know that I enjoyed because it's all about testing the stuff that's going to go into my speed reviews videos. While I like doing those videos and I think that they're like important follow-up videos, even decision for me. I still don't want to be wearing that stuff if it's not making me feel great. I want to go digging back into my collection for the stuff that I do like, and the most important thing, being okay with letting stuff go I don't like. I think that's been the second hardest thing, or maybe the first hardest thing. Not just trying to use up the stuff that I do love, but really getting rid of the stuff I don't. Being okay with letting it go. Declutters are a lot easier when you're receiving that stuff in PR. It's just the way it is. A lot of content creators I see are definitely much more okay with letting things go that they didn't spend their money on. Like, it makes watching the declutter so much more fun for me, but I only want to let it go if it's really something I'm not enjoying. And by the way, that was the Kaja Beauty Bento in Coral Sunrise. It's like the one trio that I have held on to. So I just used like the middle shade, which is really pretty, and then like very lightly in the outer corner I used the bottom shade, which is kind of a matte, but it has sparkles in it. I mean, it is a matte, but it's matte with sparkles. All right, some more items that I used up, and not just because they went bad. I finished off the Sephora retractable gel liner in black. There's like a tiny tip here, but it's not enough to do anything, so I'm gonna have to just let it go. I don't think I've actually used off any other eyeliners this year. You don't need a lot of this product as well, and I only wear eyeliners like this, like typically if I'm doing a dramatic eye look, which I'm not doing every single day. I do it a lot on camera, but not all the time. So this I think I had for longer than 12 months, but it was my favorite. So there's like worn off lettering. You can't even tell what is what on this anymore. You can barely see that it's Sephora. Actually, I don't even think the Sephora is left. Yeah, kind of. But I would definitely repurchase this. I have a couple of other ones that I'm working on right now, so I don't need to this moment, but when I do, I'm gonna go back and repurchase this, finish that bad boy off. And I panned 2 powders, which I didn't finish off, but this felt really good to pan these powders. I had this in my cart, the Adjustable Coverage Foundation from Ulta Beauty. This one is in a shade of some sort, light warm. I don't know why I got light warm, but this one actually gives me some coverage. This I didn't use as a powder foundation. This was more like a touch-up powder. It was like a blotting powder that I basically put in my car, and I did use, and it's like getting so gross, the little puff that comes with it. And that's kind of why I buy powder foundations that have these little puffs and put them in my car, because I don't want to carry a separate sponge around. So I'm going to keep using this. I bet you I can finish this off in like the next couple of months, and I don't think I'd repurchase this one, but it would have to be a powder that has like a little spongy in it for me, because this either goes in the purse or the car, but I'm most frequently like looking in the mirror when I get in the car. So anyway, that's why a lot of my makeup like lives in my car. Okay, a lot of my powders and like lip balms live in my car. Not a lot of makeup. The other stuff that'll like melt or whatever I do keep into my purse. And then the discontinued Dior powder. I panned this one. I'm pretty sure I have 2 of these. One is in my purse. This one is been up here on my filming station. This one is in 2N, so it's too deep for me. It always gives me like a little bit of a coverage, and it's also like started a hard pan or whatever, but I still love this powder. I intend to finish it off. I hope I can, but I also feel like by the time you pan something, sometimes my preferences change. I have this almost OCD tendency to go, no, I hit pan. You will stay until you are done. But then I want to be like, no, I feel good. I feel good. I got the appropriate amount of use out of that. I don't need to feel guilty. I have to say, there is a level of guilt that goes into this too. If you bought something and you like it, letting it go without finishing it off, I have an immense amount of guilt, which is stupid because it's my own guilt, because it's my own money. But then part of it is like, well, you know, you didn't save that, you spent it, so use it all. I think a lot of us will go through that. I think that's just natural. But when you have a beauty channel, I tell you, these things are front and central in your mind, because you're constantly looking at Instagram and seeing what new makeup is coming out, and if there's anything that you're going to be missing, and a lot of these discussions I think I have in my mind and with myself, and why I'm sharing it with you guys is because I am a smaller content creator and this is not my full-time job. I need a puff. I'm going to use this one from MCO Beauty because it's literally the only one here, and I'm using the Gucci press powder in 01. This is just in my everyday makeup drawer for this month. I grabbed some everyday makeup items so I could get some use out of them. But the more time we spend on social media, even if you don't have your own channel, I know there's FOMO going on. I know there are a ton of us out there who go, I want the latest and greatest. It's not just beauty. That's how it's always been. Technology, electronics, houses, cars and social media has made us all feel like, I don't know, that we can achieve it. That's kind of how I feel. Oh, you want a big collection? You can achieve it. This Kaja is like a little sparkly and definitely got some down here. This is new to me. The Super Fanned Out Mascara from Smashbox. What does this say? False Lash Look. My husband got me a set of stuff, or he got me some of my favorite skincare, the Lancome Clarifique and Genifique that I asked for Christmas. And with it, one of those pouches came with it. You could like pick of free things that Ulta does. So he got that set, and in there were like 3 makeup items total, and one of these was this mascara, and it's Smashbox, and I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a go. I've never heard of this mascara before. Actually, let me curl my lashes first. Holy gosh. Every time I use this lash serum from Babe Lash, I just notice my eyelashes do get so freaking long. Like, look at them. Can you see? Okay, maybe not. Anyway, it's the one lash serum that I've tried, of the 2 that I've tried, because I tried the one from Grande Lash that doesn't irritate my eyes. So, Babe Lash, you guys. Macy's sells it. I think even Walmart sells it. Probably Amazon too, geez. All right. I do want to say though, my goal for 2025 is to continue to use these products up or hit pan on them. Although I will never be able to do that with everything. I am at a crux. I am at a point where my makeup will expire and I will have to let things go. And at some point it may be in mass. There might be a lot of products all at once that need to go, and it will break my heart. But I'm going to continue to grab for things that I love way more frequently to make sure that that doesn't happen, that I'm not throwing things away that I love, or getting more use out of the expensive things, or being like, okay, I'm not going to use it, pass it along right away to somebody else who can, or reselling it even. There's nothing wrong with that with, you know, things that aren't like lip products and eye products, like mascaras and whatnot. So I've been trying to get better at that too. Like, I don't want to hold on to a foundation if I don't personally like it, just so I can stick it in the next declutter video, you know, so that it looks like I have more to declutter. Like, no, move it along, get it out of your face, pass it along now because it's almost brand new and you've used it twice and you hate it. And that's really hard to do as a content creator, especially when it's like, oh, I want to talk about this again in my worst of beauty for the year. Oh, I better hold on to this because I'll throw it into an upcoming declutter video and then there'll be more things to declutter. Like, there's no way that's not true for a lot of content creators. Right now, I'm just of the mindset that's like, nope, I want to get some money back on this. It's past its 90-day return window because that's sometimes how long it takes me to test things after I buy them, which is just the way it is in my life. So why don't I sell it to somebody who might actually like it? Because there are plenty of people that have different preferences than me that has a similar skin tone. So I'm trying to get better at that too. I actually don't mind this mascara. I don't know if I love it, but I definitely don't hate it. I don't think makeup's that serious, but at the same time, the money is. The money was pretty serious. I was seriously working to make the money to buy that makeup. So there is a level, I guess, of priority that has to go into paying attention to whether or not you like something. And you can't just roll out of bed and get up here and start filming either. You have to come up with ideas. You have to have the time to edit the videos. You have to have the product. So there is some thought that goes into it, even though makeup isn't that serious. By the way, these 2 other powders were not in my makeup project pan for the first part of the year at all. These just happened to get panned and I decided, oh, I'll just bring them in. This little guy, however, was. This was the Marc Jacobs Tantastic Bronzer. Omega Bronze Perfect Tan. What is this? Yeah, Tantastic is the shade, I guess. Look at this. The tiniest little pan of them all. Literally, that's the smallest pan ever. But this product, I did decide to let go. It was a product that I felt like when I put it in the project pan, I just felt like I liked it so much at that time, and also it was so small that I could achieve pan. It was the easy button for me to throw it in there. And then I realized halfway through the year, I'm reaching for much cooler toned bronzers. This has way more warmth when it gets to my skin than I actually liked. I thought it was pretty neutral, but then I started comparing it to some of the bronzers that I'm currently wearing, and it's just so much more warm. So once I hit pan on it, I felt good and I felt okay to let it go. So this is something that I'm just going to pass along, even though it's not completely done. Today I'm going to be putting on the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in Light. I do like this, and I pulled it back into my everyday makeup drawer, and I was saying in there, like, I do like this product and I don't get enough use out of it. And a lot of people are saying this is a product that was starting to grow mold for them. I don't have anything. Like, mine looks perfectly normal. Anyway, then I put it on and I was like, oops, wait a minute. Remember how I was saying that I'm not using this because it's more warm than I can't even talk sometimes. It's more warm than products that I'm currently reaching for right now. Don't mind my hair today, okay? We're lounging around the house. I'm not trying to look all fancy. Anyway, then I put this bronzer on and I was like, wait a minute, this is way more warm than I'm reaching for a lot lately. So I don't know if I'll actually keep this. This is another one of those products that'll go into that category of, you know, you're kind of keeping it because it's Makeup by Mario and you may not like it over some other ones and you know you like other ones more. Let it go. Let it go. I like it because it's so sheer, but then is it actually doing something because it's so sheer? It's giving me glossy. Not typically what I want for the winter time. And this is one that I've made a decent dent in just because it's so sheer and I was kind of digging pretty hard. Not because I've had like a ton of use out of it, I don't think. I guess we're kind of blocking that thing. All right, I'm going to use a blush that I'm still testing. Also, it's the Oh So Natural Blush Drops from Bored Ruby, and it's in Peach Charmeuse. It has one of the puffies on it. I'm just not loving the shade, and so I thought, you know, in order to keep testing it to see if it's a formula I like, let me do it today because it's Sunday and nobody has to see me if I don't love this blush color on me. It's kind of intense, I think. And it says Oh So Natural, but it's soft matte, I think. It has like a little bit of gloss to it. Now I'm sticking it over the Makeup by Mario, so it's hard to tell. Okay, maybe it is a little tad bit glossy. I think it's actually kind of breaking up the foundation underneath. Oh, hello. I just don't think this is a super remarkable formula, if I'm being honest. Now I don't mind the shade at all. I think it looks good with this eye look, but it's it's definitely breaking up some of the foundation underneath when I get close. I actually didn't think that, oh my gosh, that's right. This has so much product left over on this thing. Let me show you guys. Once you're done, look, that just came off of one squeeze. I don't know. See, there's so many blush in my collection. I don't feel like I need to keep that, but I don't hate it. That's also the thing. Am I holding on to it because it wasn't terrible? You know, that's kind of it sometimes. All right, let's go over some other stuff here. I have one concealer that I finished off. This was the Dior. I'm trying to talk today. This is just something going on with my mouth. The Dior Forever Skin Correct. This is actually the old version. I finished this off some time ago. I don't know. I could probably get some off like the doe foot applicator, but it is butt empty in here. Like if I could scrape the walls, I might get some, but yeah, I don't know if you guys can see, it's completely empty. This was a holy grail. It's disgusting. I've loved this, used and abused it. It was hard for me to finally let go. I bought the reformulated version. No. When they reformulated their Backstage Face and Body, which was also in my project pan earlier this year, I didn't like the reformulation. But I will say I did declutter the Backstage Face and Body foundation. I let it go. I'm not enjoying it. At least I moved it out of my main collection. It might wind up in a declutter video again at some point later. It's too old to sell and pass along. There's no sense not putting it in a drawer and then talking about it later in a declutter video. I guess I could just toss it in the trash. Anyway, this is completely empty. Well, to the extent that I'm willing to go on this gross thing. So not a repurchase for me. The reformulation is not a recommendation. All right, I'm throwing on a discontinued highlighter. I say, why not? It's the Jacqueline. It's like the mini. Sorry, I just blinded you. Mini highlighter in ice. I'm gonna do my makeup. I'm gonna do it all. So I love highlighters. They make me feel feminine and fresh. All right, my proudest category was the lip products that I finished off. Almost all of these were in the project pan that I did in February, except the two on the end. I happen to just finish these off anyway. So let me talk about the ones that were in my project pan. I had two from Bite Beauty that were almost done. These were the Power Move Creamy Matte Lip Crayon, Sazerac, and I want to say this one, the label's gone. This one is in Red Tomato, Hot Tomato. Maybe that's my other bullet. But these are obviously gone, discontinued, probably nearing expiration, but they were so freaking good. And so in that video, I only had a tiny bit left, so I used them all up. So it wasn't hard to use them all up. I was really excited that I did. Sazerac was kind of a brown shade that I could tolerate because it was almost mauve. I am so glad that I finished these off and didn't let them go bad. I have some other Bite products that I'm still working on now that I'm starting to get that like, oh my gosh, we're getting towards the end. These are totally discontinued products and they're lip products. I need to hurry and use them. That like panic that I get sometimes when I look at my things. I need to get better about doing that too. So I'm actually glad that I finished these off. There wasn't much left, but I still feel like it was a feat nonetheless. All right, this was also in that little set that my husband got, the Cream Glide lip liner from e.l.f. And it's in the shade, the smallest rating ever, e.l.f. Okay, Truth or Bear. So I'm gonna throw this on. It's kind of a peachy pink look today. Oh my gosh, that's creamy, you guys. That's so creamy. Watch this. It's like glides on. Does it call itself? Yeah, Cream Glide lip liner. Oh, they knew what they were talking about. All right. So I usually hate shades like this, but for whatever reason, I like it. I do like it. It's warm, but nude too. This is brand new to me, of course. So I'm just now trying it for the first time. I've tried this one. It was the Naturium Phyto Glow Balm and Latte. You guys, if you watched my everyday makeup drawer, I couldn't get this out. Like I was squeezing it so hard. This is the softest that it's been this whole time. It was almost like it was jammed and I had to unjam it. Okay. And I've only been able to use it twice since then because it's softened up. It was slightly cold upstairs, but not frozen. It was like until it hit over 72 degrees, I couldn't get this freaking thing to come out. I don't know if I like it because I have so many balms. This is a little bit thick. And a lot of times I'm buying these. Why is this chunky? What's going on? What the? I don't know. I have so many balms that I buy, I swear, for flavor. I got this one because it was flavored latte, but it barely tastes like latte. There's not much going on here. So don't know if I'm gonna love that. I don't think I'm gonna give it a great review. Let me go over the last 4 lip products. So I had the Clinique Black Honey. I've had this for so long, and this probably didn't even have that much left either in the last project pan that I did. This was like the almost lipstick, I think. I honestly can't even remember. Maybe it's just the balm. Killed this off. Feel good about that. This was one that I could have just let go though. I didn't feel any attachment to it. It was like guilt because this was maybe one of the earlier makeup products that I bought myself. Anyway, I liked it. I didn't hate it. That's what it came down to on that one. And then this one, I just used because it was available. This I bought new. Don't even think that I tested it on camera on my channel, but it came out this year, earlier this year. It's one of the balms from Kosas. And I saw a lot of people say that they like these. It's just not that good. It really isn't. The cap mechanism totally broke. It's not that good because it's glossy, but it's not hydrating. And it also doesn't last super long. It just goes on your lips, but has no stickiness or tack to it. So it just like fades off immediately. And honestly, the shade in Malibu, it looks really pretty, but it was quite pale on my lips. So I don't think it was the most flattering. Again, I used it not because I loved it, but because somehow it wound up in my car, somehow, me. And then I just kept using it over and over because I don't know, I get this like thing where I want something on my lips while I'm driving, or I just like to reapply something glossy to my lips. So this just got grabbed because convenience. I wouldn't repurchase this. I don't even recommend those. I don't enjoy them. I mean, honestly, I have so many lip products that just wasn't like an outstanding formula to me. This, if you know, you know, okay? This here from Marc Jacobs was my favorite gloss in the whole world. It's one of the enamored glosses in, why can't I remember the name? Pink Paradise. For it being my favorite, I always forget what it's called. It's just so beautiful, I can probably swatch it. Ooh, barely. It's just so pretty and pink with like orange and like blue sparkles on top. I didn't want to let this go. It still smelled like peppermint. It was such an old product in my collection, but honestly, it's my favorite gloss. It has been. The shininess is pretty much gone. I mean, it's done now. But on Christmas Day, I was trying to scrape the bottom because there's some down here, but the cap won't let you scrape it. So I officially retired this. This was in my project pan. Now it is done. Mwah. Farewell. Farewell, Marc Jacobs, a gloss I can never get ever again. Maybe in 2025, you know? And the very final product was also a crime of opportunity, the Kopari Lip Glossy. This one was in clear, and I bought the set. Why, where, I don't even know, of 3. So I think I had the pineapple, this one, and maybe a watermelon. And I let the pineapple go, and I think I still have one more of these. Or maybe it was just a set of 2. But this, again, crime of opportunity, was in my car, and I kept using it because it's easy. It's easy to apply while you're driving. It was really high shine, but it's not nourishing. It doesn't sink into the lips at all. It also also doesn't last very long because it has no stick-to-itiveness. It just literally glides on your lips and wants to come off the minute you look at your lips the wrong way. And that was all, you guys. That was all 15 things I either panned or I used up. Can I just say, I was extremely proud to do this video. This is the first time I've ever collected all the items that I've used up in a year that has been like this many, even though these were samplers and tester sizes, but also panned since I've had such a big collection. I've used up makeup before, but when I had one of something, one blush, or maybe two blush, one foundation at a time, not 40 foundations at a time. So I feel as though 15 bottles, 15 items, 15 tubes, whatever the heck it is that I've either finished up, panned, feel good about passing along is fabulous to me. I was super proud to do this video. I know it was a little bit chatty and on the longer side, but I had some thoughts. I have some thoughts about project panning. I have thoughts about doing your channel and buying things for the purposes of content creation and keeping them in your collection, overconsumption, and just spending, and sometimes quite unnecessarily, or a lot of times unnecessarily. So I wanted to share them with you guys. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I always do. I want to know if you guys share similar feelings as me. I want to know how you handle your project panning. You guys always like give me ideas or tell me how you do them, and it always seems like there's a lot of thought that goes into some of the ways that you handle your project pan and even some of your buying practices. So I would love to hear your feedback in the comments below, you guys. I'm out of here, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day today, and I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday, and I hope that I catch you all in my next video. Bye guys.